Looking at improper fractions and mixed numbers and converting between the two. So this is an improper fraction. When the numerator is larger than the denominator, if the top number is bigger than the bottom number, and so this is 11/5, and so what we may want to do is turn that into a mixed number. Okay? And vice versa. So we're going to go and do that. So to go to a mixed number, what you actually have to do is divide it out. So it would be, you take the the numerator, right, and divide it by the denominator, which this is a division symbol, so that's what it means. And so this goes in there 2 times, and then we multiply and then subtract, and then you have a remainder. Okay. So what you do is the value on top, or how many times it went in, is the number that goes in front. So this equals 2, or equals, or it gives me basically 2, and then this is my remainder over the original denominator. Okay. So this is to kind of give it some simple terms. That's the front number, that's the bottom number, and that's the top number. Okay. These are not technical math terms, but they work pretty good. So what that basically means here is 11/5 is the same thing as 2 1/5. Okay. Depending on what you're done with, one number is better than the other, or one version of it. So let's do another one. -24/7. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to divide it out. I'm going to ignore the negative sign, and just remember that when I'm all done, my answer is negative. So I'm going to kind of put the negative there. So 7 goes into 24 3 times, gives me 21. Subtract it, just doing my long division. Okay. So this is the number out front. So this is the same as, it's going to be -3. This is my remainder, and it goes on top of my original denominator. Okay. Then I did, say, for example, -20 divided by 17. Okay. So same thing here. I'll divide, and I'm just going to remember that my answer is negative. Okay. So 17 goes into 20 one time. Subtract, and I get 3, so it goes in there 1 time, and it's over 3/17. So now we're going to undo this process. Okay, so you divided, then you subtracted. So we're going to go the opposite direction, and we're going to put them from mixed numbers into improper fractions. So you divide, then subtract. Here we're going to multiply, then add. So this is not too hard. So what you do is you take the front number, multiply it by the bottom number, or denominator, okay, and then add the numerator. So 7 times 5 is 35, right? Plus 1 is 36/5. Okay. So what I'm finding out is that new numerator. So where that comes from is the front number times the bottom number plus the top number, all over the original bottom number, to kind of give you some notes on that. So it's the front one times the bottom one plus that one. That's where I got my 36 from. So if I wanted to kind of do that all in one step, it's going to be over 5, and it would be 7 times 5 plus 1. That's where I got the 36 from. Okay. So I'll do another one here. 9 3/4. Okay. So what I get here is 9. So the top number is going to be 9 times 4 plus 3, all over the same denominator. Okay. So 9 3/4 is equal to 36 plus 3, which is 39, all divided by 4. Let's do one more of those. -15 2/3. So same thing here. I'm going to ignore this negative, okay, and as I do this, and just remember my answer is going to be negative. So over here it's going to be 15 times 3 plus 2. So it's going to be negative. That 15 times 3 is 45. So 47 all over 3, my original denominator, and just make sure that it is negative.